Namaste. This is Yoga Therapy Podcast, and I'm your host, Shira, yoga teacher, yoga therapist, and Ayurvedic wellness educator. In these conversations with experts in the field of yoga therapy, you'll find out what it is and how it can help you and your loved ones to reclaim well-being. We'll touch on physical as well as mental health, physiology, emotions, women's health, spiritual well-being, goddesses, and self-development in the fullest sense. Listening to another story can change ours, so thank you for showing up, and let's begin this journey together. So today is about the mind. We will be talking about the two different aspects of mind. So we have the receptive and the active. So active mind is our right side, receptive mind is the left side. Ida and Pingala, if you want to look at them through the nadis. So Felicia asked, what is bhavana in relation to the vinyasa? So if you don't know what bhavana is, it's any of this devotional yoga, where they sing the bhajans and they do all the prayer. It's not so much about the asana or even the meditation. It's usually a lot of the followers of gurus who do bhavana. But bhavana is actually a charge of energy that you feel a strong love, a mental connection to something, okay, with an energetic charge. So that's bhavana. And then to feel that in your practice is to be really concentrated in your body, mind, and movement. Okay, so we've done those 5 elements. We're going to do now just a short practice of the 5 koshas. And I want you to have a pen and paper with you. We're going to work with the mind. But in order to get to that mind in a clear state, okay, so we're going to use the steps of yoga, the limbs of yoga as steps. So who's done that before? So the asana, pranayama, pratyahara, the niyamas, the surrendering and the meditation, the concentration, you use them as steps to go into the mind, okay? So one of the best ways to start is you do a physical practice, then you do the breathing, you focus on the breathing, then you start to get into the body, like feeling within, so sense withdrawal. You're moving the awareness from the senses going out into in. So you feel inside, you see inside, you hear inside, okay? And then from there, you would move into concentration, meditation, and samadhi, okay? But we'll start with the simple stuff. Okay, and that's why it was so important to do those basics of the 5 elements. Once you get those 5 elements in the physical world, yeah, then it's much easier to understand those same elements as different planes of experience or realms or worlds, yeah? So the physical world is the earth world. The pranic world is the water world. It's feeling, slow, soft movement. The mental world is like a fire world. It's about clarity, seeing, piercing through, breaking, opening, burning up to get clarity. Then you have the psychological world, which is like air. It's movement, multiplicity, diversity. Anything is possible. There's expansion, but not complete. Absolute understanding, which is the space element of the causal body. Okay, so you can apply those 5 elements also to the 5 bodies. Yeah.
And which one was space?
Space is your causal body. Causal is what they also call the bliss body, but I don't like to call it bliss because not everyone experiences bliss in that body. It's very hard to experience bliss. So I like to say causal. It's the cause, the very seed of your being. Why did you come into being? We don't know sometimes, but there is a point when all of us decided to leave the one big love experience. Why did you leave? Why? What did you come here to do? What was it that you thought, I have it? I'm going to go do that, or I'm going to experience that, or I'm going to share that. So that's your bliss body. Okay.
You cannot say that it's also the soul.
It's the soul, yeah.
Okay.
But some people think soul means something else. Like some people think soul is pranic body.
Okay.
So yeah, it depends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all these bodies are one body.
Yeah.
There's just the distinction, you know, for people to have somewhere to hold on to and to grasp something, to get some concept. We'll start with the Mudra Hakimi. So those of you, Hakini is just all the fingers touching, thumb touching, and you just place them in front of the heart. So Hakini is one of the Apsaras. She's a goddess. They say she's one of Ganesh's. Ganesh has 2 wives. I don't think she's the wife of anyone. She's just herself. Okay, so just feel this energy. Okay, and feel the left and right side connecting. So you're connecting all parts of the brain. This mudra has been studied and researched a lot in the scientific world, and they've noticed that it connects the left and right hemispheres. It helps memory, concentration, and management and planning. So I can really use this one right now. I think we all can. Okay, so just arriving to your seat. Let's get into the body first. Feeling your feet, knees, the sitting bones. And just notice if they're pulling away from the floor, or are they actually just relaxing and accepting the solidity of the earth and allowing themselves to be held. And if you notice any resistance, just breathe into that, be aware of it, that's all, let go. And then feel your spine and lift it slightly up, lifting the rib cage just gently away from the hips. And relax the face, the skin around the eyes, the lips, the skin of the back of the neck slides down towards the shoulders. The chest and the breast skin slides wide. And just allow those elbows to sink a little down to the floor, relaxing the tops of your shoulders, making them broad. And then feel the breath. And again, we're going to continue from where we left off last week or last month. And I want you to follow the breath like the soul coming in and the hum leaving. Breathing in and out at your own tempo. And just notice the rib cage opening up. Feel the spaces between the ribs as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Feeling the tongue and allowing it to rest in the lower palate. Letting the eyelashes rest on your cheeks. Notice the soul coming in and the hum leaving. So remembering that mantra, soul comes from Sat, truth, that which is beyond change, same as what we were just talking about, the soul or your causal self. And hum, I am, aham. I am the truth that is beyond change. You are that, we all are that. And so when we have these really difficult times like we do right now, globally, for everyone, the planet, animals, sometimes the only resource we have is that, that which is beyond change, coming back to that, realizing we are that everything else is ephemeral, not in the sense that we're running away from our responsibilities, but just to recharge so that we can do what we're supposed to do, what we are able to do right now. And again, so hum. And just notice the breath. And feel which nostril is more open than the other. And now just turn the tops of your lips slightly up, like a little cheeky Mona Lisa smile. And notice what happens to the face muscles. How does that affect your physiology, the hormones? How does it affect your mood and energy? And now imagine your eyes gazing gently and wide, calm. How does that affect the muscles around the face, the forehead, the ears? Notice what happens to the lymph system. So there's this drainage coming from the face. And this also affects our immunity, our resilience, our physiology, the hormones. So today we're working with Ajna Chakra. Ajna is the third eye, okay, the mind. The mind is actually once clear with buddhi beyond ego. Okay, when the mind is very clear, when we use left and right brain together. Now I just want you to feel your breath as waves rising, falling with the soul and the hum. And again, have that cheeky smile. Each time just checking in with the lips. Notice when you're getting too serious. Don't take yourself too serious, even if life is difficult. Be like a dog. Dogs are always happy. They have no clue what's going on. And it's a really good way to be sometimes. Of course, not every day or all day. But it's nice to just let go and be silly. Enjoy life, the pleasures. Okay, because the mind, when we're in the right brain, we have this tendency to be very serious. And we move into that creative brain, it's all play. It's bubbles. It's imagination, it's fantasy, it's emotion and expression, creativity. It's the nuances, the taste, the pleasure of life. And just feel those muscles in your arms, so they might be getting tired. Now breathe into those muscles with the smile. Imagine those arms are smiling. Imagine all the cells in your muscles are smiling. Imagine the back and your shoulder blades are smiling. Imagine your chest has a big smile and all the cells in your chest and heart, the lungs, the ribs, they're smiling. And then feel your belly and let the belly smile. Let your back smile, your bum, your vagina, your legs, your feet, everything. Just let the whole body smile. All the cells in your body, all the organs. Breathing out fully. Bringing the hands together in prayer. Angelic Mudra. Bow your head down to your heart. Greet your inner teacher. Take a breath in for Om. Om. 3 times. Feel how the vibration affects the smiles in your body. One more time. Really fill up. We'll do the Devi Suktam Okay, so Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu. Just chant that twice, breathing in. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupana Sanstita. Namastasye, 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Chetana Rupana Sanstita. Namastasye, 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 Namo Namah. Swaha. And just bow to your inner teacher, planting in your heart whatever you feel that the mind needs. Does your mind need integrity? Does it need calm? Does it need clarity? What is the seed you want to plant for your heart today, for your mind? Okay, so I just want to clarify with this mantra, the Devi Suktam. Okay, if you look at all the different things, like there's, I think, about 18 lines, and each one covers a different quality and emotion. And you can assign them to the different chakras. So the Shakti, the first one is Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstita. So Shakti is power. Power is the first chakra. It's the energy, it's vitality. And Chetana is the last chakra. It's the crown chakra. It's consciousness. Okay, and then between there is Nidra, which is sleep, also the first chakra. Daya, which is patience. Then we have Laya, which is dissolving, which is the throat chakra, the space element. And we have all these different qualities. So I will write it down for you and send it another time, but it's nice to practice this as well and chant them and then feel these qualities in those chakras. Okay, and we'll do it together one time. Maybe we can do it next week, because the mind gets bored easily. So if I'm telling you things you already know, you kind of disassociate or disconnect from the conversation, because it's like, well, I know this already. Yeah. The mind likes to have new information all the time. So that's a good way to come to your practice. If you've been practicing the same thing all the time, it gets bored too. And that's why you end up just doing automatic practice rather than really feeling in the body. So change it up by putting some music on, or get a book out, something that you haven't looked at for years, and then do a practice from there just to make it fresh again. Yeah, so that's a good way to come to practice, is that mind is bored. It's not so much that you don't feel it's not nourishing you. Your mind feels it's not nourishing it. Yeah, because the mind is greedy. It's like, give me more, I want more. And that's why a lot of us are burning out, or people are just exhausted, because we're just stuffing that mind full of stuff and it's not coming out. Yeah, and the way it comes out is through creating stuff, through expression or teaching, through talking about it. That's why we're nerdy and we love to talk to other people about it, because that way you process it and get rid of it. Yeah, so this is the way you keep your mind clean, is by getting it out as well, not just taking in. So when you take too much in, also think about, how can I get it out? Maybe journaling about it if you can't talk to someone about it. If you can't create content because you have a block, maybe you have a block because there's too much stuff in already. Okay, so sometimes just check with yourself how that is. All right, so we'll do the 5 kosher meditation, just very short. I just want you to check in with each one and feel a quality. Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it easy to connect with or not? Just very basic, okay? And then we'll do some pranayamas, and then we'll do that meditation again and see if there's a difference, okay? And then we can talk about what I've written down, right? So we'll do that later. Okay, so, yeah?
You write down after the first round?
Yeah, you write down the first round. We'll do all 5 in the first round. So if you want, you can already write down the 5 different bodies, or just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also fine. But just try and stay in the meditation while we do it, because otherwise you come out and then you can't feel the different subtleties. Your memory, you train your memory this way. Okay, ready? Do you need to move before?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so just move your feet. Maybe stretch the legs. Make circles with the feet. Turn them one way and then the other. Okay, and then you can just stretch one leg up and down 3 times. Just get those muscles, big muscles in the legs awake and active. On the other side. Okay, and then come up onto hands and knees like this. Just engage the bum muscles. Lifting up the chest. Pressing into the floor with the feet and the hands. And just relax the belly. Relax the face. Feel that tongue. And breathe fully. And come down. And come back up. Okay, just 3 times coming down. So you're waking up the whole body this way. It's getting warm. You're going to have that blood flowing properly so you can actually feel what's going on. And then come to a seated position on the floor. Bringing your foot towards you. Your knee into the armpit. And just pulling that foot towards you. Need to see me from the side? Just bring it in here. Okay? And the other leg stretched, foot active. Spread those toes. And then you can place your elbow under. Place your hand on the floor. Grab that toe and extend. Okay? That's it. Breathe into your belly and the side chest that's open. Relax the face. 3 breaths. And release. Okay? Change legs. Make the other leg strong. Lift both rib cages sides up. And then bring the other leg in. Okay, just bring that knee as far back as possible. So you're stretching that hamstring first here. Other leg nice and strong, balancing you. Relax the muscles of the tongue and the face. And then bring that elbow underneath. Place the hand on the floor, nice and stable. Grab the big toe and try and straighten that leg. If you get it here, that's fine. Just feel that you're stretching the mid of the hamstring. Breathe fully into the side ribs that are open. And release. Straighten that leg. Lift up your arms and bend forward. Breathing in, lift up the arms. Breathing out, touch the toes. 3 times. Breathing in, lift up. Breathing out, bend down. And each time extend that spine. Let's do it one more time. Lift up the rib cage. Keep it lifted as you bend forward, extending the head towards the toes. Pressing the heels and the knees down, thighs down. Keep lengthening the head. The rib cage moves away from the hips. Breathe fully. And just feel the ribs moving. Feel that breath going in your collarbones, in the neck, the face. Notice the warmth. Notice the energy, the charge. Okay, so we've created this blood pressure in the belly, and now it's released and moved up into the upper body. Okay, coming back to sitting. And just ask yourself, what does my body still need? So you probably feel that the lower body's had a lot of movement now. Feel your spine and just honor your spine. What movement does your spine want? And just do that movement. Feel what the shoulders and neck need, the arms, the wrists, the chest. Also think we're doing a meditative practice. So what would you really need? What's going to calm you down? What's going to get you inside? We want to bring this Pratyahara effect. So the senses moving inside the body. So which asanas are good for this? How do you move your awareness within the middle of the body? Deep into the deeper muscles, the deeper tissues, the organs. So you can use the physical body as a stepping stone for the awareness to move deeper and deeper into subtleties. Notice any muscles that might need a stretch, maybe still in the legs, the back, the shoulders or the neck. And then stay in whatever pose you are, breathing fully. So really allow the breath to do the last bit of the stretch, the opening and the contraction. Bringing the awareness into more deeper and deeper states. Always, when you choose a practice, consider what time of day it is. What needs do you have? Are you going to stay awake hours more? Do you need to be active? Do you need to have a good night's sleep? And what will create that? Whenever you're ready, you can come into a seated pose. Don't hurry. If you feel you still need to do something, please do. So what this whole training is mainly about is getting to know your body, your needs, okay, and being authentic to yourself. And then you can teach that to others. We all need authenticity.
Yes.
Okay, shall we begin? We'll do, let's see. Right. All right. So I want you to just lift your chin up. We'll just do 3 times, bringing the chin down as you breathe out. Breathing in, lift up. Breathing out, chin down. One more time, breathing in, lift the chin up. And go slower, breathing out, bringing the chin down. All the way down to the chest. Feel the back of your neck. Breathing in, come back to middle. And then just notice the neck, the face. And maybe just from this conversation that we've had, the mind has been activated again. So I want you to just allow the face to become soft. Allow the tongue to drop. Let the ears become long, big Buddha ears, heavy. Imagine they're really heavy ears. Let them drop towards the floor. Now I want you to bring your right ear to your right shoulder, breathing out. Breathing in, come back to middle. Then your left ear to the left shoulder, breathing out. And come back to middle 3 times each side, breathing out. And in. And out. And back up. In. Last time. Coming down. Let the stretch be a little longer this time. Keeping that shoulder down. And breathing in, coming up to the other side. As you breathe out, stay in the stretch. Give the body, the mind time to settle. Body time to open. And breathing in, come back to middle. Now notice left side. Feel the energy, feel the flow, and then notice right side. Feel the energy, feel the flow. Maybe you notice different temperatures, left side, right side. Now I want you to turn your face to the left. Looking left, we're going to turn with the out breath all the way to the left side, keeping the shoulders soft, breathing in, come back, and out to the right side, looking right with the eyes as far as possible. Breathing in, come back to middle. And again to the left, so 3 times each side. Really turn those eyes as far as possible. Left, breathing in and out. One more time, breathing in, coming to the left with the out breath, eyes moving as well. Come back to center. To the right with the out. And back to middle. And then just lift the shoulders up gently, roll them, so making these circles with your shoulder blades on your back, up, out, down, in, up, 3 times, 3 circles. And change directions, down, out, up, in, and back down 3 times. So we're just going to use that body again as a pathway, as a stepping stone back into the body. So our mind isn't going to all these thoughts. And then I want you to look into your mind space, Chid Akash. And just notice this big black screen, or this, let's make it a skull. Let's sit in the cave of our skull. And just notice which thoughts are coming up right now. Usually when we're looking at this space, nothing comes up. It's when we're not looking that thoughts appear. And then I want you to notice the breath, the rising and the falling, the soul and the hum of the in and the out. With the next out breath, I would like you to feel it moving through the 2 nostrils like rivers, spreading out, moving through these channels, Ida and Pingala. And as you breathe in through those both nostrils, these 2 rivers, and they merge in the middle of your skull into the ocean of Chid Akash. Breathing out, so the rivers split. Breathing in, hum, the rivers merge. Into the middle of the skull, just see this prana being filled up. Breathing out, so. Breathing in, hum. Just feel the prana filling up, breathing out, release it. Let it stream through the 2 rivers. Empty completely. Breathing in, let the rivers merge. So, breathing out, hum. Empty completely. Breathing in, hum. And so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in. Breathing out. Do 2 more rounds. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, last round. And out. Hold the breath out 2 seconds, then breathe in again. Hold the breath in 3 seconds. And out. Hold the breath out 4 seconds. Breathing in. Hold the breath in 5 seconds. And out. Hold the breath out 4 seconds. Breathing in. Hold the breath in 3 seconds. And out. Hold the breath out for 2 seconds. Breathing in. Hold the breath in for 1 second. And release, breathe naturally. And just notice how you feel. Notice your energy and notice the state of the mind. Feel the whole body scanning from the top of your head, feeling the skin, the eyes, the tongue, moving the awareness down the body, through the body, in the middle of the body, so through the center, the spine, the larynx, the bronchos, the lungs, the heart, diaphragm, liver, spleen, everything, the kidneys, right down the digestive tract, all the way to the anus, vagina, the legs, feet, the knees, and up through the hands, the arms, back into the shoulders. And then feel the whole circuit of your body. Feel how the energy is flowing from your hands to the brain, or from the brain to the hands. Which direction does it flow, or is it both? Notice which side of your body is holding more weight, left or right. So you can feel that through the knee, through the sitting bones, the hips. Notice your spine. See if you can lift it up a little like a snake, lifting that rib cage up slightly, just gently. Okay. From here we're going to do Nadi Shodhana. So we're going to use that right thumb and the ring finger. We're going to close with our ring finger, the left nostril, breathing out through the right. We're going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, closing the right nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Relax the face, relax the shoulders and neck. Breathing in. Let the eyes gaze gently. Breathing out. Let the tongue rest. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And out. Last round, breathing in. And out. In. Out. Last one, in. Release the fingers. Breathing out through both those rivers. Breathing in through both nostrils. Breathing out through both. Keep breathing and just notice left, right. Which one is more open? Which one is more smooth? Maybe there's no difference. Just be aware. So now we've settled in the mind, brought the senses inside. And we're going to do the 5 koshas. Feel the body. Feel the awareness within your body. So from the feet, maybe there's numbness, maybe there's cramping or tingling. Just notice it. What kind of sensation is there? And if there is something that is a strong sensation, describe the qualities. Don't try and change it. Just describe it for yourself. Is the body alive? Is it calm? Is it spacious or contracted? And moving into your energetic body, so physiology, the movement underneath the skin, that which we feel. It can be in your fascia, it can be in your blood, it can be in the organs, the viscera, and that flow that you experience. How is that flow? What qualities would you use to describe it to yourself? I'm becoming aware of the mind. And the mind is not just in the headspace. That's usually where we are, but it is everywhere. So feel the mind. It is thoughts, memory, emotion, expression, imagination. It is analyzing. It is measuring, managing, comparing. Feel that body. How is it now? So what kind of space does it hold? Is there lots of movement, or is it more calm? Is it spacious or tight? So just describe it to yourself. Then coming into the psyche body. So psyche is our identity, our values, what we believe in, what means a lot to us. Archetypes. Who do we feel we are right now? Maybe we are warrior, maybe we are mother, maybe we are healer. Just feel the identity, the space, the quality of your psyche. Maybe it's a wise sage. So just there's so many things you can be. Just feel what you are now. Then come into the causal body, your essence, the spark of life, your soul, the reason you jumped into being distinct, ego. Feel that center. Or if you find that difficult, if you have no clue what that is, think about the most beautiful experience you've had, the most wonderful oneness you've had, that merging. It can be with someone else, a sexual experience, or an experience in nature, or an insight you had, or a devotional feeling, that bhavana you had for someone, or music. It can be a creative piece. That is also your essence. That feeling comes from within you. And the circumstances just help to create or re-emerge that feeling. And then whenever you're ready, just write down what you experienced in those 5 bodies. Taking time to note the qualities of each. So if you don't know how to connect to this one, think of that one moment that you had where you felt oneness, wholeness, fullness, complete. Could be with someone, could be alone in nature, could be with a teacher. But that feeling comes from within yourself, your soul. So connect with that. How is that body right now? Is it strong? Is it small? Is it big? Is it soft? And then let go of that, moving back through the psyche, mind, energy body, and into the physical. Write down what you experienced, just very briefly, each body. Now we're going to do a very short Kapalabhati practice. Okay, so, and then we're going to move that from Kapalabhati normal to Kapalabhati with Ujjayi. So it's going to be, I'm going to make it kind of like a dog who's coughing. Yeah, try it for yourself, see if you get it. No, it's a little bit difficult. Okay, so we'll do one round of just normal Kapalabhati. So that's using the upper palate. And release. Now I want you to do using the lower palate 5 times. And you can smile, don't take yourself too serious. Okay, now we're going to try it like Bastrika. So Bastrikas, okay, we'll do 5 Bastrikas, and then we're going to try Bastrika with this, okay? And we're going to try and slow it down. All right, so first just Bastrika, breathing in, take a normal breath in, breathing out, normal breath out, and then in and out Bastrika 5 times. Relax. Take a normal breath in. Then we're going to do, it's like a saw breath. Now go slow with this saw breath. And release. And just feel where that breath went. Follow with your awareness the sensation of the breath down the throat. Now move your awareness up into the middle of the skull. And again, feeling the breath coming in through these 2 nostrils like rivers. And as you breathe out, these rivers split again. Hum. Breathing in so into the middle of the skull, the rivers unite. Breathing out, hum from the middle of the skull, just seeing this rivers separating once more. Ida on the left side, Pingala. Ida is your reflective mind breathing in, and Pingala, the active mind on the right side, breathing out. Breathing in. So the 2 merge. You can use Hakimi Mudra again, so all fingers touching, palms wide. Lifting the chest up, letting the tongue rest on the lower palate. Just notice if the mind has settled from this very strong, short practice. Do you feel that the mind has gathered very quickly? Two more breaths, breathing in through the nostrils. These 2 rivers merge in the middle of the skull. And then they separate again as you breathe out. One more breath in. And out. Releasing the hands, releasing the shoulders, and any tension you might feel in your face or the eyes. Now we're going to end with Brahmari. So Brahmari is the bumblebee. If you feel comfortable, so for students, when you're talking to students you don't know, please always suggest they can do open eyes, closed eyes. It's not important. Some people have trauma and then asking them to close their eyes is not a good idea. Okay, but for you, if you're comfortable, closing the ears, closing the eyes, breathing in, we're going to do 5 rounds. Try and extend the out breath as long as possible, humming out. And find out where that sound is coming from. Really follow the sound back down into the belly or the heart or the chest, wherever it's coming from, or your throat. Just notice. Okay, we're going to start. Take a breath in, closing the eyes, ears. Gently on the eyes, breathing out, Brahmari. Breathing in, If you finish just closing the eyes, keeping the awareness within. So when we're moving into the mind body, we really want to stay inside. As soon as you open your eyes, the mind is going out and we lose awareness of subtleties. Also, what we're doing as soon as we open the eyes, and wherever our awareness goes, so it could be on me, it could be on things in your room, that is where your prana goes. So keeping the prana within yourself, if you feel tired or drained or lost or confused, keep bringing that prana inside yourself. Do more pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses. So that is the first step for the mind. You use breath to move into pratyahara, and from pratyahara you can go into concentration and meditation. Mindfulness is pratyahara basically. So now just think of any part of your body that needs that prana and just bring your awareness there. You don't have to force the prana to move there. It will naturally go there. Within a split second, it's there. Now in your pranic body, where do you feel that you need love? What needs life, connection, unity? In your pranic body, your energy body, your physiology. Now in your mental body, what needs this prana? Again, remember the seed you planted in your heart. Breathe into that. And let go. And then in your psych body, which part of you needs healing? Maybe which archetype needs a little extra tender loving care? So maybe there's a part of you that was often ignored or shamed or made felt to be silenced or rejected. And so that part of you always tries to come to the foreground in your relationships, in your work, in your life. Sometimes it causes annoyance, irritation, self-sabotage. Give that a little love, a little prana. It just needs your awareness and acceptance. You're coming into your soul self, your causal self. Give that a little love. It needs you to connect for it to come back into being, into this physical world. Okay, if we don't connect with it, it can't shine through. And now feeling from your causal body, moving back into psych, moving back into mind, back into physiology and energy, and then into the physical. And just notice those qualities as you move back down into this physical body. Now use the part of your mind, the receptive part, the memory, and write down what you experienced in those bodies, what they needed, which parts of you needed that extra prana. So, do you want to share your experiences with us? Do you notice a difference? Can you see for yourself the difference? Yeah. Yeah, then you feel frustrated and you're catching up and then your mind is just racing, of course. And that's probably why you can't remember it, because the first one you didn't care about remembering. You will remember, and what's not important, you won't remember. So I want you to try and keep that kind of attitude next time. Just, I don't give a shit if I remember, and that's okay, because at least you're relaxed, and because you're relaxed, you'll remember, because this is what we're working with, is the receptive brain, mind. When it's relaxed, it will receive, and that's where memory is. So it will open up and settle by itself. And what would it feel like if you're very sensual? Get a feeling. If you're more visual, what would it look like? Yeah. So I'll give those suggestions next time. So the mind likes symbols. That's the good thing about meditation, is you realize how silly the mind is, and it gets in the way of the mindfulness and just feeling. And then just be less serious about it. Then it's good to have the attitude, oh well, screw it. Yeah, because I suggest to everyone, please, if you have the luxury of doing a retreat, do a 10-day Vipassana, because it's horribly hard, but it's so, you go through like 11 hours a day of meditation, and in the beginning it's only about trying to find the right seat, because you're, how am I supposed to sit 11 hours a day? My body wants to move. And but once you get past that, you see the way the mechanisms of mind, psyche, and ego, and how they're fighting with each other, and it just becomes ludicrous at one point. And it's like a little spoiled child, and it's always telling you what to do and how to react. And you can only get that experience by sitting for so long, so many days consecutively, because then you go deeper and deeper and deeper, and there come these points of absolute stillness or absolute bliss, moments of total insight that you cannot get when there's so much going on and we're just taking in information and exchanges of impressions and energies. And you really start to get into those bodies very easily. And after, meditation is just much easier. Yeah, so for me, I can sit down and it takes me a few seconds and I'm in my meditation. Most days, unless I'm having really shit time for a long time. But most days I can just sit down. If I'm in a class, I go straight into that state, and that's because I did those 10 days. And it's really something I suggest to all people, even people who don't do yoga. If you want to have a serious experience of changing the mind state, Vipassana is the best, because it's not just mindfulness, it goes beyond that, because you do 3 days of meditation on the breath and building up the concentration. So actually you're doing pranayama, pratyahara, and concentration. Okay, so the first 3 days you're breathing on this area on the upper lip, and you start to narrow it down and down and down to just one point between the two nostrils, underneath the nostrils. And so your focus becomes very concentrated. And then what happens, the mind gets very critical, because it's becoming very narrow-minded. But that's also like a laser. You start to pierce through. Then you start to move your awareness through the body. So after the 3 days, you do the first 10 minutes of every meditation is what they call anapana, which is that breath on the nose. And after that, you start to move it from up to down. He doesn't particularly tell you how to go up and down. So in the beginning, I was going quite slow. I was being a perfectionist, and I was doing every single centimeter of every part of my face and my body. So it took me like half an hour to get down here. And after a while, you start to go, oh, I could actually move very fast, or go halfway, or go like this. But it's just about meeting all the sensations on the way. And with those sensations come emotions, come thoughts, come identities, and all those things that are stuck on the deeper levels of being. And so, yeah, you start to process that and realize where all your problems come from. And it's pretty much from the mind. So I'll just read what I've written. So the mind is an ingenious tool. Okay, so it's not just our enemy. So often we are told in even very good spiritual texts and yogic texts that the mind is an enemy, or that the ego is an enemy. But I disagree, and I've discovered that through finally making peace with my mind and realizing that once you understand how to merge left and right, or Ida Pingala, it's incredible what you can do. So it's your willpower. It helps you to make sense of the world and our part in it. When it's clear, we perceive the subtle things like energy, chemical changes, the physiology in our body, and prana. Okay, without mind, you cannot perceive any of these things. So it's so important to have this aspect. And it can be directed and redirecting anything to self-regulate, to have self-agency, and to have this pranic awareness, so that when we want to heal, we can heal. When we want to give our energy to someone, we can, or we can keep it for ourselves if we need to. Mind has many functions and uses 2 channels to do that. But in between the 2 channels, it has a reservoir, which is our memory, okay, and this mind space. So this is where we were coming in with those 2 channels, those 2 rivers, and there's that mind space, okay? So the in, I would like you to just write down for yourself, just to get an idea and get you kind of brainstorming. What is the in part of the mind? The reflective part of the mind, and then write down all the things that you can think of that is the out part of the mind, the active part of the mind. So what does the active mind do, and what does the receptive mind do? Just try and name about 3 to 5 things for each. And if you've done them, then also think about the middle mind, the reserve. What does the reserve, apart from memory, what else could it be doing with everything that comes in and everything it does outwardly? Okay, so I'll just name them. I'm not going to ask you to name them. It's not a competition or anything. So the in mind is feeling, perceiving, yeah, anything that comes in. But once it also comes in, you're also feeling within. You're seeing within, you're sensing within. There's that cognition. It comes in and it goes, it recognizes. And it cognizes, so it connects it to other things. Then the out mind is emoting, creating, expressing, making, doing, engaging, measuring, fantasizing. The middle is memory, comparing, and analyzing, because with what we have from memory and then we see something else, then inside that mind space we're analyzing. Is that right? Is that what we want? Can we change it? You know, is there anything I've missed? Is there anything that we can add to these lists?
So thinking
Mm-hmm.
is the out part, no?
Definitely, yeah. It's busy.
Yeah.
It's active. So anything that's like, it's not receiving, but it's going out. It's about to do something. We think because we want to say or we want to change something.
Connecting.
Connecting. Yeah, it could be all three, because it's coming in, it's checking with the rest, it's connecting, it's placing it, so it's also active. Yeah. So how would we clear the mind? How do you think we can clear the mind? What do you think happens when we take too much in?
We need to bring it out.
Exactly. And how do we bring it out?
Spontaneously, I would say movement, chanting, like breathing.
Well, if we're taking, yes, if we're just taking in maybe things that we've felt during the day, then that is really good. But if we've taken in a lot of information, which is what is happening right now in our world, people are just taking in. We're reading, we're looking at our screens, we're doing a million different trainings. We have to get it out through expressive stuff like writing, speaking, that you're really passing it on to someone else, because it's only through verbalizing what I know, what I've cognized, and then moved on. So I've perceived, I've cognized, I've analyzed, I've measured, I've remembered, and now I'm sharing it with you, which releases it from me and also processes it. So process is another word we can add there, which would be on the middle ground, I would say. So you can see it like a kind of digestive process. It's digestion when we share our experiences, when we share our knowledge. It's a process of digestion and elimination. So this is one thing that I really make clear in my book, is that energetically and mentally we are not eliminating things. Emotions are an elimination of everything that's come into us. And if we don't express because we're not very emotive beings, and if we're not creative, then it's not going out. And that's why people are getting burnouts or mental imbalances, emotional imbalances. Their relationships break down later in life, like they have what people call midlife crisis, but it's just a buildup of only one part of that mind developed. Why it works to do what we're doing. Why does somatic work work? Because we're getting rid of that mental buildup, part of the cause of imbalance, from the mind into the science or the mental, what do you call that, analytical kind of minds. There is a huge imbalance, and some people are predisposed to that kind of thinking and mind state, so it's okay for them. But then we have the other half of the population who isn't, and so it's not okay for them. And if they are not accepted, and they don't understand why, because this is quite complex, so that you just feel like a misfit, you don't fit in anywhere, and you end up hanging out with other people who don't give a shit, because that's the only way to deal with something which becomes such an overwhelm of imbalance. And you don't have an outlet. So it's got to come out. Like we eat and we poo. Imagine if we didn't poo. We're just eating and eating. That's basically what's happening. It's like mental constipation. Yeah. And because some people are only taking in on that right brain and going out on that right brain, it's okay for them. But a lot of people are taking in on the left side, but they're not allowed to express on that left side. So it becomes painful and traumatic. Okay, so just write down for yourself 5 practices that can create mental health. And it doesn't have to be yoga, it can be anything. Go for it. Felicia.
All right. I have singing, dancing, watching the sea, or preferably even sunset, yoga or meditation, and sex.
Okay. I didn't have sex. That's a good one. Okay, Nadia.
Social contact with people that you feel understood.
Mm-hmm.
Breath work, nature,
Mm-hmm.
nourishing through proper food.
Mm-hmm. Nourishing through proper food. Yes, that'll affect it indirectly. But think about directly. How can we affect that mind, the out?
Okay, probably then I have to say cooking.
Okay, because you're busy and you're creative.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never thought about that, but okay, cooking could be creative, yes. I've never seen it like that. I see it as a duty. Okay, so another way to do it is journaling. Journaling is really good. Writing, yeah, anything creative, basically. So painting, dancing, singing, community. What else? Breath, structuring. Even structuring is also good for the right side of the brain. Planning and managing is also good for that right brain. Yeah. So we want both of them to be cleared and cleaned. And I think, yeah, what I've noticed from my own experience, not so into that right brain and the managerial stuff and the structuring and the planning and directing. And yes, that would be so much more empowering for us yogis if we all did develop more of that side, because then we would also reclaim our profession as something as worthy as a dentist or a lawyer, you know, which is not what we're doing right now. We're really lowering our standards when our work is just as vital. So I just want to end with this note. Remember how amazing your mind is, and that its natural state is just buddhi, which is the Buddha mind. That's where Buddha comes from. Yeah, if we understand its needs, it also has needs, its functions, its abilities, and understand how we can clear it and bring it back into balance. So I hope you enjoyed this talk. It is an excerpt from my yoga teacher class. I really love also doing that. There are amazing people in there with me. And I want to repeat this class again and make it more compact, because it was quite a long one. It was a whole year long. I think the next training will be just 3 months or even less. It'll be 10 modules. So if you are interested or want to know more, please just email me, look in the show notes, and you will find out more about this class. I do ask the students to send me in their questions and what do they want to learn. Like this, I can adapt each class accordingly. They are Zooms. So have a wonderful week. And next week we have the first male guest. Not that that matters to the people who don't care about gender, but I'm excited about it because it's going to be the 36th podcast. Pasalakwa. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Brand Pasalakwa. Pasalakwa, maybe. I don't know. So next week we have Brand Pasalakwa. If I'm saying it right or wrong, I don't know. I will find out next week when I can ask him before I record. Okay, so lovely to have you here. Please leave your comments. You can write me an email. You can send a message through my website. I love to hear back from you, the listener, to know how you find these podcasts and what you find so interesting about them. Me, I love the stories, I love the connection, and that is also a big part of the yoga teachers class, is getting to know each other, being really real, authentic, opening up about certain things so that we can have true conversations and really get to the root of anything that comes up in the yoga class as a teacher, or even just for you as a practitioner who wants to go further and wants to take yoga off the mat and really transform deeper issues of psyche and mind, because that is definitely what I'm very passionate about. I have to go now. My belly is rumbling. I'm hungry, and I need to go for a walk with my daughter because it's that time of day. Anyway, lovely to be here with you. I hope you enjoyed the practice and that you got something out of this. Goodbye.